Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you. You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. Happy new month to you all. Welcome to the Christmas month and welcome to the birth month of Christ. This is a news headline review. Right here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories right here on the show. I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and joining me on the panel for discussion for the news headline review is Ms. Deborah Adoso and Ms. Regina Bless, who will be sharing their informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Good morning to you, Ms. Regina, Ms. Debbie.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Ms. Debbie?
The grace is sufficient.
Oh, we thank God. Hope you had a lovely weekend.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, we bless God. Miss Regina,
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm fine.
Hope all is well. I'm good.
Yeah, by grace.
Yeah, happy new month.
Same.
Yeah. Are you already feeling the Christmas breeze?
Yes.
Have you seen any decor in town? Or maybe have you already started decorating your house with Christmas lights and trees?
But the breeze.
Oh, you can sense.
I can smell Christmas.
You can smell Christmas far away.
Yeah, and even the weather has changed.
Oh, really? Well, I haven't observed that, but I'll pay attention to that.
I will.
I will.
Tell you that December comes with a lot of.
Christ was born. Miss Regina, oh, Philly, Bibiana, are you feeling the Christmas vibe?
Oh, the Christmas vibes already started, I think, way back October.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
I shall say it.
It's Christmas is by it's a dirty December, ne dirty December. Ebia, mon fanesa. Mam koye muhufi why? It's a dirty December and mam koye muhufi. Right, so let's dive into our major news item for this morning. ECOWAS delegation role. Minority demands apology. Reinstatement of Afenyo Markin. A fresh confrontation has erupted in Parliament as the Minority Caucus demands a public apology from Speaker Alban Bagbin and Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga over what they describe as an embarrassing mishandling of Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament. The controversy stems from a petition alleging that Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin participated in an ECOWAS Parliament sitting after being removed from Ghana's delegation. An allegation the minority insists is baseless, procedural wrong and damaging to Ghana's international reputation. Addressing the press on Friday, November 28th, Deputy Minority Leader Patricia Apajai said the referral of Mr. Afenyo-Markin to the Privileges Committee for contempt amounted to an unavoidable diplomatic misstep that placed Parliament in a negative light before regional partners. She argued that the removal of Mr. Afenyo-Markin from the delegation lacked proper parliamentary procedure and must be corrected immediately. According to her, Parliament must urgently pass a resolution reinstating Afenyo-Markin to Ghana's ECOWAS delegation to restore the credibility of the country's representation in the regional legislature. We demand the immediate withdrawal of the Privileges Committee petition. It is a gross abuse of process and an affront to justice, she stated. She further called for a public apology from both the Speaker and the Majority Leader to ECOWAS and the people of Ghana for what she termed as an international embarrassment. Madam Patricia also accused the Attorney General's office and political actors within the governing NDC of engaging in what she called a coordinated prosecution of the minority leader. The incident has intensified political tension, with analysts warning that the dispute could strain Ghana's diplomatic engagement within ECOWAS if not resolved quickly. So this is coming from the Deputy Minority Leader, Madam Patricia, who is urging that the Speaker of Parliament, which is Alban Bagbin, and the Majority Leader, Mahama Ayariga, should render an apology to the Minority Leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, for what they term as an international embarrassment, that he was removed as a delegation to the ECOWAS, but he still went there to sit in. They see it as an international embarrassment and accuses the AG of coordinated prosecution. So they have to come out and apologize to Ghanaians and to apologize to Alexander Afenyo-Markin for what they term as international embarrassment. How serious is this allegation of international embarrassment involving the ECOWAS delegation, which is Afenyo-Markin?
Well, for me, I don't see it as a national embarrassment.
Why don't you see it as such?
One, you've already been given a directive to step down. Why should you go back to represent because they're cause delegations representatives of different countries. Why should you go back there to represent the country where you've been removed? And I think he has been replaced by
the lady speaking,
yes,
which is Patricia
Apiejai, right? So why should you go back there? Well, first I thought he was just going for, just like the way we had people coming into parliament not to partake in discussions but to listen to how we go about the parliamentary proceeding or Ghana's parliamentary proceedings. So I was thinking that was what Afenyomakin went there to do. But he actually went there to continue what he was doing before. But no, you've been removed. So in a normal sense, you should just back off and then let whoever is there to replace you take on. But if you feel like, well, you've been taken out and you still want to go there, in a way, I feel like you're not doing the right thing, because if it is the right thing, I'm not sure the majority leader or the majority will rise against what you did. To the extent of the Speaker of Parliament coming into this issue. So it should tell you that it is something that it's an abomination to the rules of Parliament, because I heard one parliamentarian saying that if he doesn't take time, it's going to go against him even as a minority leader in Parliament. So it should tell you that we have proceedings or we have rules governing everything. If you've been removed from a delegation to set aside or to step down, you should just obey it and do as it's being stated. You don't break rules and then set rules by yourself. No, it's not done like that. So I feel like a minority leader has overstepped his boundaries, and that is why he's hitting hard at him. And they're calling that they should apologize. This one is not, if it is a national embarrassment, it's a national embarrassment to Afenyomakin, not to the country as a whole, because you know the right thing to do. In as much as they'll call Ghana because you are from Ghana and then you are representing parliamentarians, so definitely the name Ghana will be there. But after Ghana is mentioned, whose name comes next? Afenyomakin, not any other person. So I feel like, well, it's a bit kind of mumu there, but a bit more, and you know the rules. You are a minority leader for that matter. So I feel like this whole issue, they want to politicize it, putting politics aside and then focusing on the right thing to do, and then sitting back to think through with this. You could see that he did the wrong thing. He did the wrong thing. But do you by any chance know why he was actually removed from the ECOWAS delegation? For that, I can't really remember, but I think it was stated when he was first removed. It was stated, but then I can't really remember. Right, Missy Gina, do you think that presenting his issue to the privilege committee was actually justified?
Justified.
Yes.
Okay, so when you go into any organization, there's a chair, there's a head, there's someone you answer to. And when we go to parliament, the one person everyone answers to, even the majority leader, minority leader, deputy speaker of parliament, they all answer to Alban Bagbin. So if they've all come together to bring should I say a situation at hand, and in a way you've been removed, first off, I think you should respect that. It's just like we being here and manager has said, Reggie, don't go here, let Debbie take over. Namako, it's a disrespect to him, and it's also a disrespect to the person he himself answers to. So in a way, I've disrespected him. He can decide to take the issue to management, their bosses, for them to discipline me. So if they want to discipline me, how is that a situation, or how is that a problem? I don't want to say the NPPs or the minority leader together with his own subordinate should I say, yakane simple, insolence. Yes, let me put it that way. That they are being arrogant and disrespectful, because you know the right thing to do. As Debbie said, say come back for Ghana, but after Ghana, no, who comes next? You are the one who comes next. And also, Patricia said it is politically motivated. How is it politically motivated? I've vowed not to talk about MPP's issue because they are becoming too much. They are beginning to sound like broken record. You know, when you keep on hammering on one thing, just say, what karma? Yasuma we'll just look at you. So, we should pamper him for what he did. Why are Bonina Elsa Yatiano? I wouldn't be surprised even if you say that he would not even appear before whatever committee that he has been taken to. But they need to make sure that they set an example so that other subordinates who want to flout the orders of the speaker or who want to flout the orders of parliament would have that thought taken away from them. As a kola wire bonne, also bono, so that kola for motion, the same thing. So me is becoming too much, and he's becoming unbecoming. And in a deputy Nina.
Yeah. So what you've asked, I've seen something here, and Afenyo Markin was removed from Ghana's ECOWAS delegation due to a parliamentary resolution passed on July 22nd, 2025. The resolution, amended by Majority Leader, replaced Afenyo Markin's name with his deputy, citing parliamentary traditions which typically assigns ECOWAS parliamentary rules to deputy leaders of the House. So the ECOWAS positions are given to deputies. So now you are minority leader. Your deputy is supposed to hold that position. So I don't know, then unless they have to change the orders or the traditions of parliament, that maybe as a leader you can still hold a position in the ECOWAS delegation, then we know that you are right. But as it stands now, you're supposed to go to according to the rules of parliament, not to break it and set your own rules.
Right. And Madame Patricia said here that she argued that the removal of Mr. Afenyo Markin from the delegation lacked proper parliamentary proceeding and must be corrected immediately. I don't know how you understand it, but it actually feels as if that they should have actually sat and actually deliberated on this issue before even sitting on it, because this is actually coming from ECOWAS. The parliament just don't get up and then make decisions from themselves. Mr. B, what do you think of this?
The parliament do not just get up and remove someone
and just like make decisions on their own.
But this is what they are meant to do.
This is actually coming from ECOWAS, and she says that they didn't have a proper parliamentary sitting, so this should be corrected immediately.
We know that the minority is fond of making big issues out of little issue that can be solved even in closed doors without people getting to hear about it. And ECOWAS has given a directive. Yes, that is it. But you, the one part of that organization or association, you represent a country, and that country is Ghana. You are a parliamentarian. And then as much as you belong to a delegation, you didn't just stand up and then got there. You came out from another group, let me put it that way. And that group is the parliament or the parliamentarians. Caucus, right? They are a group of people. And I feel like they are an association, although they are parliamentarians. So if the delegation has pointed you or given you a position in there, and then you feel like Parliament has to go through proceedings before they give an order that someone to come out, I feel like there is already laid down rules. Because when you listen to the Speaker of Parliament talk, the day he spoke about this issue, you could see that there are rules governing all that. If someone is being appointed into the delegation or the ECOWAS delegation needs someone, and the Parliament has to sit down and pick someone, they go through the laws, the rules, they go according to that. So I'm not sure that they just stood up and then they said Afenyo Markin should
just be there.
Because I told you that from what I've read, 2022 there was a new what was that crime? Shall I say a new law that was enforced
regarding
that. So I don't feel like they would just stand up. Parliament as it is, you cannot just stand up and then take decision on your own. You cannot just stand up and do whatever you feel like. It is governed by a lot of rules, and you're supposed to follow that. That is why even in Parliament, as a parliamentarian, you do not even just stand up and talk. There are rules you should follow. So I will not sit here and then buy into what she's saying, that they just stood up and then they are commanding him to go with all that they are doing. They're embarrassing their member. It's just a ways and means to come out with a clean name. But
for her, she even thinks that even when they appointed her to now be the ECOWAS delegation for Ghana, like as a parliament, come on, or maybe come and ask, why do you have to remove Afenyo and all of that? And because right now she's calling for the reinstating of Afenyo Markin to Ghana's ECOWAS delegation to restore the credibility of Ghana's representation in the regional legislature. Ms. Regina, do you see this as a form of like she just being loyal to Afenyo Markin, but not necessarily like wanting to take the position because of the kind of relationship they both had? Because that is how I see it. Maybe she just wants to be loyal to Afenyo Markin. Miss Regina, do you see it as such that the reason she doesn't want to take this post is because of her being loyal to Afenyo?
Is she supposed to be loyal to Afenyo Markin, or she's supposed to be loyal to the government? And also, does she want to take up this duty or not? And I say, sorry to so born our born, because see, being taken to that level demands a lot from you, and unitia, you can't assume that position. So maybe I am fan is a born our born, because any intelligent person would be happy to assume that position. ECOWAS, it is ECOWAS. So what's her problem? And see, this is not about loyalty. You see that some person are now born our born and no dear miss our born, because some born to me right. And it is stated there that majority leader himself cannot assume that position. Minority leader himself cannot assume that position. It has to be given to the deputy.
yes.
So what else? According to the rules and laws of ECOWAS, they've gone again. They've gone according to that. If it was not stated like that, and Parliament itself took up that decision, that is where you can debate it. See, we always talk about communication, and we always talk about certain issues that needs to be taken to Parliament. But at the end of your trial, Hana only Imranana, because only Imrana. Even if you don't know Imran, what is the best thing for you to do is to read into it before you open your mouth to talk. And how should he be reinstated again? I believe she doesn't know the rules. If she really knows it, she wouldn't be saying that.
But in a way, I feel like she's right.
How?
Because from what I've seen here, there has to be a notice of motion. Permit me to read something small. So the notice of motion is given by a member of parliament, usually the majority leader or a member of the appointments committee, indicating the intention to remove the member from the delegation. Then from there will be a debate on the floor to ensure that this person should he or she be removed and be replaced. Then they will have to vote, and the replacement will come in. But in a way where she is not wrong and our come in has to do it, this procedure that I've just read has been cancelled. Let me put it that way, because there's been a new law, and that law was implemented in this year, this year, by the majority leader. So it should tell you that there was the law before that before a person is being taken out from a delegation, there should be a notice served to the majority leader. After that, there will be a discussion or a debate on that person. Then they'll have to vote if this person is fit to represent Ghana
or not.
But now, as a majority people, they are very swift, because they brought let me just put that they brought a new law to lower or bring down the power of the already existing law. So now there is nothing you can do. Although yes, you know this is the right procedure, but these procedures are no longer effective because there's been a new law, and that new law states that you don't have to vote on anybody. There is nothing like debating. Immediately the majority leader tells you that time and so called the deputy has to take over. There is nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can
so
do.
In a way she has a point, but her point doesn't hold water because that rules no longer exist. Yes. So with what Regina is saying, is it that she didn't read to
then
get
the understanding,
to get the understanding of,
but
of what she's saying.
But if she feels she's not fit for that position, as you mentioned, then she could either withdraw herself from being the deputy minority leader.
I don't think she's not fit. Maybe she's being threatened.
Oh, threatened.
We have no idea.
Just as I said, because these two people in parliament, you see how they vibe and all of that, and then they've taken your boss out.
Your boss, like you get it.
Like you get it.
Shouldn't be an
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, business is business. Why would you just mess it with
all this is politics, because you representing the whole country in ECOWAS is not an agro.
It's not an easy fit. It's not an easy fit. Just take the opportunity, Madam Patricia. Right, we are waiting for new developments to this particular case. Right, moving on. Schools can't accommodate full religious freedom overnight. A former Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Charles Ahito, says fully allowing all forms of religious expression in schools will be challenging because of how Ghana's school system is structured. His comments follow renewed debate after the Supreme Court directed Wesley Girls Senior High School to officially respond to a lawsuit claiming the schools restrict Muslim students from practicing their faith. Speaking on the issue, Dr. Ahito explained that schools operate on tight schedules where every minute is planned, making major adjustments very difficult. The school is a system. It is programmed. We manage every second. When you structure the school system, students must be at specific places at specific time, he said. He noted that fitting unrestricted religious practices into such rigid timetables requires careful reorganization, something that cannot happen instantly. Dr. Ahito also pointed out that mission schools face additional constraints because many of their tradition and structures were established long before government partnerships. According to him, sudden changes to these long-standing systems could create instability. It becomes very difficult for them to suddenly adjust to incorporate or emerging religious concern. A lot of patience and time is required, he stressed. He added that any reform aimed at promoting religious freedom in schools must be gradual and sensitive, warning that abstract changes could disrupt the balance that schools rely on to operate effectively. Let me take the last part again. He added that any reform aimed at promoting religious freedom in schools must be gradual and sensitive, warning that abrupt changes could disrupt the balance that schools rely on to operate effectively. So this is actually the new developments between Wesley Girls and accepting Muslim into the school or allowing them to practice their faith in schools. But Wesley Girls is a mission school, and their structures or their timetable have actually been structured way long before even governments even came in to, partner with them. So if a new set of whole thing is coming up again, meaning they have to sit and reorganize themselves again. So this is the new development with regards to the issue of Wesley Girls and Muslim. Mr. Gina, what can you say to this?
Okay. So one thing that came in mind was then they would also have to give the opportunity to traditionalists to also practice their tradition. And as you were saying in the last part, it needs sensitivity. Now, Christians or school Muslims or school na me so ami guns ami so mo school ha so some so mo me opportunity na me so me guns ani bi. If you don't do that, you are being biased. this shouldn't be an issue we need to go back and forth on each and every day. When the hair issue came, we said the same thing. Oh, yeah, mom, oh, we should allow them to cut their hair. Yeah, mom, blah 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 blah. Way back, you try it today, and in na haka say, oh, person will tia. Then you go to the international schools, you go to the private schools where it is allowed. So simple and tia. I wouldn't prolong this talk. If you want to practice your religion, go to a Muslim believing school, go to a Christian believing school, go to a traditional believing school. You know that on TikTok there's a man Kung Fu school. Yes, and then check on graduate, you confirm graduate. Just in Ghana. So we have a lot of Muslim schools, we have a lot of Christian schools. And the government schools also a dozen. So you can say obia enya nechefa. As they are saying, the time has been drafted and created in a way that will suit the students. And I also know, say in I don't know for the government schools, but I know, say for some schools in Fridays, every last Fridays, they're dedicated for Christian and Muslim prayers.
Yeah.
So what else? What again?
But okay, so Ms. Debbie, don't you think that when it comes to government school, it should actually accommodate anybody from any background you are coming from? Don't you think that should be the case?
Yes. For government schools, when it's done like that, it will be meaningful. But when you want to impose this on mission schools, it will be hard because we have a lot of people coming in. Those schools you see are not built by people from this country. These are mission. Is it missionaries?
Yeah, mission school
from other countries. These RC schools, private schools we see, are missionaries from other countries, and then they came over to offer help, and then they built these schools. And when they build these schools comes with rules. It was structured, it was planned, it was well programmed. So you partnering with the government doesn't mean that the government have a whole authority over the school. When the government partner with a private school, the only thing it does is that it provides the school with basic needs like books, books that is used by all government schools or all senior high schools. Instead of the school buying it with their own money, the government provides it for you. The government ensures that whatever is being enjoyed by government schools is also enjoyed by a school. The senior high school I went to was established by a white woman. After she was done and she was going, she partnered with the government. And what the government did was that they provided us, instead of the school using its money to buy all these things, it was provided by the government. So you don't use the money, that money will be projected into other things. So you don't impose this. My school, every Wednesday is worship day. We do praise, worship and all. And sometimes you even see Muslims coming into worship. It's just nice. If you want to impose this, that will be a whole lot. There are a lot of challenges in education sector. I feel like we should pay more attention to than this religion stuff. It's not going to help us. The only thing it can help us is bring division. And when that happens, we are not heading towards the right direction. We are really heading towards danger, and that wouldn't be good for us as a country. So I feel like for now, you don't impose. Simple. If you want your child to grow up in your religion, not forgetting your norms, beliefs and all that, send them to Arab schools. I was listening to a Muslim talking about on this matter, and he was like, let's be sincere, no Arab school will allow a traditionalist to come to the school and set a shrine and then tell you that when you come as a traditionalist child, go there, go and pour libation, kill cow and things and sacrifice to your God before going to class. No Arab school will allow that. Even for Christian, you won't have church on that campus. We were talking about that, the hijab. You wear it before going. You wear it.
Either you're a Christian, wear it. Buddhist or whatever. As long as you are going into the school, you will wear
There is no period for Christians praying to God. The only thing that maybe personally, if you want to pray, you can even sit down and pray in your head. But for the Muslim, 12 o'clock, the students have their time. Friday, they will pray. So simple. If you feel like you want your child to be open this big schools with big names and stuff, then please keep quiet. If you send your walls there, obey their rules, because it's a mission school.
Yeah. And if you are going to accommodate things like this into the educational sector,
it should be in the government
schools. It doesn't just happen overnight. It has to take, time. And developing something that one of the member of parliament mentioned with regards to this particular issue has to do with, he said, assess school beliefs before enrolling your children. Member of Parliament for Efia, which is Isaac Buamanyako, is urging parents to carefully evaluate the belief systems, values, and internal cultures of schools before deciding where to enroll their children. His advice comes amid renewed national debate over alleged religious restriction at Wesley Girls Senior High School, a matter currently before the Supreme Court. So according to the MP, many parents focus solely on academic performance and reputation, overlooking the value systems that shape students' life and development. He noted that every school operates with a particular culture and set of practices which may or may not align with a parent's expectation. Mr. Boama emphasized that the core purpose of secondary education remains academic training, not religious expression. Meanwhile, Attorney General and Minister for Justice Dr. Dominic Ayeni has filed a response to a lawsuit challenging alleged discriminatory religious practices as Wesley Girls. So that is it. So if you are choosing school for your wards, it's not all about the academic and the training. Also pay attention to their religious beliefs, their practices, if it actually aligns with you.
Yeah.
Imagine sending your ward to an SHS where they normalize certain things. Maybe, how do I put it? Maybe before you come to class, you have to bow before maybe a tree or something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as Christians, you don't have to bow. So why then would you send your ward to that school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Methodist. At least, Methodist now the Obako Catholic at least it's still
Their
God.
norms are
But what
almost
annoys
the same.
me is when they come home and then they are reading Rosary. I'm like, Master, you are a Methodist. That is actually what is happening in my house. She will come back from school and be reading and say, hey,
Because she's used to it.
Master, you are in Catholic. You be there now, then she's posting some things. Saints, Mother of Mary. I was like, hey, you are Methodist.
Blessed are you among women.
So this is actually the advice that one of the member of parliament is bringing on board, that assess school beliefs before you enroll your children.
Yeah, parents should take notice of that. Most of the times you pay attention to a dean, or the schools. I know it's a plus when you are going to seek for a job and then you have the names of certain institutions on your CV. That is nice, but sometimes you're supposed to pay attention to certain things. You don't just send your word because you feel like there is education director in my church. This man is a very big man. And one day he was like, he sent his first daughter, to one of these prestigious schools, and the it wasn't good. From that day, you won't go. You will go to schools where he feels like maybe they will teach you well, and then you will learn things, like you learn values. That comes with names. Every school has its negative and positive side, but it's up to your child and the kind of training you've instilled in that child. That is what is going to sustain that child till they complete. And that is the main reason why you see people going to school and then they change. Why? Your sister is back and she's reading rosaries. So it's something they are doing consistently. I feel like it's going to affect your child and you don't want that. Simple. You change the school. But if you feel like at the end of it, it is one God we are serving, then you allowed it go. And so it's all part. She's not only going to learn about what is matter. She is learning other things as well.
So those things also needs critical attention. Message, what can you say to this?
Okay, so that is it. It's like a Muslim choosing a Presby school. Like, it doesn't make sense. And I agree with them. Check the beliefs before any school you enroll. But maintain as you. When you are completing JHS, you choose the schools you want.
Yes, you want to.
Yeah,
not like they choose it for you. No.
You want.
So I said, Musena Kakuchu, Christian, and you are here complaining about, they should get out.
At this Adele College, Legon percent.
I say, Obana Kakuchu,
percent. You see,
that's not your gender.
Exactly.
Auntie here, until Legon, a couple percent. No, sometimes the name of the school is attractive.
Yeah.
But it was say, school. Come on,
but they should solve this issue before
before it gets out of hand. And some people also saying that the president should add his voice and then actually say something about
it. Ministry of Education.
Yeah. So we are just hoping that they act swiftly before it gets out of hand. So please, parents, when you're enrolling your child into a school, make sure you check their beliefs and their values. If it aligns with what you are practicing at home, just don't choose the school based on performance level. Check their beliefs and values as well. Right. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss.
Today in History, 1958, French colony of Ubangi Shari gained autonomy, becoming the Central African Republic within the French community. This event was a significant step toward full independence, which was achieved on August 13, 1960. Treaty of Lisbon comes into force. 2009, after being signed by all 27 member states of the European Union on December 13, 2007, the treaty amended existing EU treaties and introduced significant changes, such as creating a permanent president of the European Council, increasing the European Parliament's powers, and making the Charter of Fundamental Rights legally binding on this day. Tehran Conference ends. The Tehran Conference, code-named Eureka, was a strategy meeting of the allies of World War II, held between Joseph Stalin, Franklin, and Winston Churchill, from 28 November to 1 December 1943. It was the first of the Allied World War II conferences involving the Big Three, the Soviet Union, the United States, and the United Kingdom, and took place at the Soviet Embassy in Tehran, just over a year after the Anglo-Soviet invasion of Iran. To some few observances, World AIDS Day. This day is dedicated to raising awareness of the AIDS pandemic caused by the spread of HIV infection and mourning those who have died of the disease. The acquired immunodeficiency syndrome is a life-threatening condition caused by the human immunodeficiency virus. The HIV virus attacks the immune system of the patient and reduces its resistance to other diseases. Government and health officials, non-governmental organizations, and individuals around the world observe the day, often with education on AIDS prevention and control. Lastly, National Christmas Lights Day, to kick off the holiday season by encouraging people to decorate their homes and communities with festive lights, symbolizing joy, hope, and togetherness. The tradition honors the history of using light during winter, which began with candles on Christmas trees and evolved with the invention of electric Christmas lights. And that's all for today on Today in History and some observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. As you heard it, make sure you get the Christmas lights in your house. Debbie's girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The West African Examination Council on Saturday, November 29th, released the provisional result for the West African Senior High School Certificate Examination for school candidates, triggering alarm with a catastrophic decline in performance across key core subjects, particularly mathematics. Data released by WAEC shows a staggering drop in the percentage of candidates achieving grade A to C6 in core mathematics, falling by nearly 18 percentage points compared to the previous years. The results also unveiled a disturbing integrity crisis, with over 7,000 candidates penalized and nearly 40 educational personnel facing criminal charges for examination malpractice. The results were contained in a press release by John Kapi, head of public relations at WAEC, and represents only the Ghana version. The comparative statistics from the 4-year trend 2022 to 2025 confirm a sharp reversal of gains made in previous years, casting a shadow over the performance of 461,736 candidates who registered from 1,021 schools. The steepest drop was recorded into two categories: core mathematics. 48.73% of candidates had grade A to C6. This represents a massive collapse from 66.86% achieved in 2024. A total of 209.68 candidates passed with A1 to C6. 114,872 candidates failed the subject with an F9. Social studies performance dropped significantly to 55.82%. This is a cause for alarm. It's been a while I've seen something like this. We have students failing, over the years, but this year's own was quite surprising. Looking at the number of people who failed maths and social studies, I came across a comment where people are arguing why you should fail social studies, because social studies is a day-to-day activities. There are things you learn often. It's also a reading subject. Then I hear people say, why will you fail social studies? Social studies is not a subject to fail, but maths, or you're failing maths, well, in a way is understandable, but I think people are getting it wrong. Social studies is easy but not easy. That is if you make it easy. Social studies has to do with critical thinking. Social studies is the only subject that will ask you to state and explain into details. You don't just state or list, outline, and then it ends there. There are a way of answering social studies questions that if you don't know, you will think you've written, but you fail. So every subject and how you should attempt the question. I remember before we wrote WASI, every teacher, every subject teacher will take you through how you answer questions pertaining that subject. When it's math, they will tell you how to answer the question. When it's science, the science teacher will tell you how to answer those questions. ICT teacher will do same. Social studies will do same. English will do same. You don't use the same method you use in solving English for social studies. You don't use the same method you use for social studies for science. You will fail. So when it has to do with exams, there are a lot of things we should put in place. This year's own is very, very bad. Every year we have students failing maths. Maths has now become a challenge for a lot of people. We have people not reading what they want to read, or becoming what they've purported in their mind because of maths. We have people who tell you, oh, I want to become a medical doctor, I want to become this, I want to become that. And then you write paper and you fail maths. Sometimes you write NOVDEC more than 20 times and still not get maths. And so that is why we have people diverting their core mandates of becoming whoever they want to be into a different field. If someone wants to be a doctor and he or she feels like maths is going to be a problem, they look for a field where they do not really pay attention to maths, or they replace maths with another subject, and then they pick you. And so we have a lot of people working today in a field that they never dreamt of. Not for anything, not because they are bad, but because maths is a huge challenge for a lot of people, a lot of students. And I feel like it's about time we pay attention to that. The question we should be asking ourselves is, why do students keep failing not any subject, maths? Why? Why do we have a lot of students failing maths? Is it because the teachers are not doing their work well? Is it because the students are not learning enough? Is it because the schools are lacking the needed resources? Or is it something we don't know about? Because when you come to Ghana, before you be enrolled into a university or the tertiary level, you are supposed to pass maths, science, English, social studies. In some schools, when you fail science, they'll replace it with social studies. In some schools, when your social studies are not good, they replace it with science. But some schools, they don't do that. You're supposed to pass all these 4 subjects. And these are core subjects. You don't fail one. The most dangerous of it is when you fail maths. You won't get to live your dream. You will have to keep writing maths till you get it. And this has become a challenge. And I don't know whether our leaders have paid attention to this. The Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, please, I think we need to look into this. Why do students fail maths? Why should it always be maths? Is it the anxiety? Is it the fear of a maths? Is that why these students are not able to pass it? Or is it because the teachers is also another problem? I feel like before you employ a maths teacher, then you should I say investigate more on a teacher, or you should put a teacher to a test to ensure that this teacher is good. The maths teacher I had when I was in senior high school, when the teacher something you don't understand, the only thing he will tell you is those who don't know should ask from those who know. Whether you got it or whether you understand it, whether you did it, is none of his business. What he does is coming to class to teach. And maths is not like that. Maths is not science. Maths is not social studies. Maths is not other subjects where you read to understand. Maths is a practical subject. It's something that you need to be practicing every day. It's not something you practice today and then the next day you are sleeping. If you go like that, you're not going to get it. We have people that automatically they are good in maths. And we have people that it takes time. You need to practice consistently. Every maths teacher will tell you that. The maths is something that you practice consistently. You don't just, it's not a subject you wait till examination you read, you will fail. It is not like that. So when these teachers are employed into schools, I think there should be some sort of test for these maths teachers. Because see, the maths teachers some of us had, they are worse. Yeah, they won't even teach you anything. And as I said, the maths teacher will tell you those who don't know should ask from those who know. Even the people he feels like are good in maths, how much more you are not so much good in maths. And I believe the foundation is also another problem. You see, all these things we are talking about, if the foundation is not solid enough, when you get there, you will suffer. Imagine you had a teacher or someone who is so good in maths from the beginning, from crèche, nursery, JHS. And then they taught you in a way you understand. They taught you basic concepts of mathematics. They've taken away that kind of anxiety or fear that maths is a difficult subject. You cannot get it on an easy platter. If you get someone who teaches you from the basic level very well, when you get to the higher part of your education, you will not find it very difficult. When you go to the private school, that is not a problem. But when you go to our government schools, that needs to be checked. Most of these government teachers, I'm sorry, but most of them do not do their work well. We have government teachers that are so dedicated to whatever they are doing. But we have some government teachers, they are not so dedicated. The person went as a social studies teacher, but because there's no math teacher in the school, he or she has to replace and then teach. The person is not even good in math. And because the school is lacking a math teacher, or because the school is lacking in one subject or the other, this teacher needs to take up all the subjects. What are you expecting at the end? This will definitely be the result. So I feel like it's about time we pay attention to that. If it will be possible, let's go to the schools. Talk to these students. What is your problem? Why always maths? Head teachers needs to be questioned. Teachers needs to be questioned. Students needs to be questioned. Some teachers, trust me, some teachers are really doing their work very well. And we have some people who will not do it. And if you feel like there is a teacher who is not matching out to task, you let them off. And then you bring in a new teacher. And one more thing I've also realized, most of these teachers immediately they get their cert, maybe their diploma or maybe their first degree, and they're being employed, they feel so reluctant. But it has to do with the field of education. Day in, day out, you need to be getting yourself abreast with different concepts. You cannot rely on those olden ones. I think it's archaic. New concepts are coming on board. So this result is not good. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. And I think we need to look into it. If the schools are lacking the needed basic resources to help these teachers teach the students well, let's help them out. Let's resource the schools. You cannot just build an empty building for teachers to go and teach. Especially schools in remote areas. They are lacking a lot. They are really lacking a lot. That is why you don't expect a student from Yamimetro number 1 to come and compete with someone who is in a school where they have everything. So please, this one, it goes directly to the Ministry of Education. It goes directly to you. There is a lot of work to do. A lot. This is very bad. Very, very bad. The most painful thing is you going to school, writing, and then going back to writing off deck. Very, very painful. It's better you write once and then you pass once. But this is a national concern. So we need to pay a critical attention to that and solve it as early as possible. And also to the examination of practices. About 63 or so teachers have been arrested. Please. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. Because maths is difficult. It's a one bone maths and social studies there was all passing. But senior the social studies poem passing a maths and so question for the gods. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. It's 2 minutes to 8 a.m. We'll be coming up with the news shortly. Right after the news, we'll be coming up with the main discussion. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com ghanatalksradio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Vice President eulogizes the financial benefits of no-fees policy. Minister for Foreign Affairs calls for shift and focus on education system. Environmental Protection Agency impounds excavators in Galamsey crackdown. Greater Kralis palm oil adulteration with 53% failure rate. These and many more coming up shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman emphasized on the significance of the government's no-fee stress. According to her, the policy is aimed at easing financial barrier to higher education. The policy launched on July 4th waives academic user fees for eligible students, with nearly 130,000 applicants and over 100,000 completing the applications.
First, I want to acknowledge the support my government has been able to give, and we are very grateful for that. I also hear you on the completion of projects, and believe me, as usual, I will take your concerns to our president, and I have no doubt that as he normally does it, he will respond to these too. We are very proud to note that KNUST continues to insist on academic excellence and on relevance. The university is engaging more in translational research. That is very important. Your Majesty, Utumfo, distinguished guests, government has ever remained committed to the highest standards of teaching, research, and learning. Let me touch on the no-fees stress policy. For more than 120,000 students have already benefited from the new reimbursement structure. The policy broadens opportunities and strengthens the long-term development of Ghana's human capital.
Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa has urged stakeholders in the education sector to move beyond debate on religious enforcement and address deeper systemic issues affecting the country. Speaking at the Presec Legon 87th speech and prize-giving day, Mr. Ablakwa questioned why Ghanaian schools produce graduates involved in fraudulent schemes, environmental destruction, and unethical decision-making in public office. According to him, national conversation on education should focus on curriculum and institutional culture.
Instead of focusing on how strict religious doctrines are being enforced in our schools, and the weird correlation between short hair and disciplined students, it is time to ponder over the real issues. Why is our educational system producing graduates who criminally create thousands of ghosts to fleece the state when real human beings are looking for jobs? Why is our educational system producing graduates who will destroy our environment, pollute our river bodies, and create a public health crisis for the rest of us just to advance their greedy galamsey search for gold? Why is our educational system producing graduates who lack ethical leadership? Why is our educational system producing graduates who commit Ghana to unconscionable transactions? Why is our educational system producing plutocratic graduates who want so much for themselves and don't care about the country they lead and the generations coming after them? To me, with all due respect, these are the weightier matters. That is why I agree with Albert Einstein when he proclaimed that true religion is real living. Living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness, unquote.
The Environmental Protection Agency has taken a significant step in the fight against galamsey, impounding excavators and locking up equipment at Osino in the eastern region. This enforcement exercise is part of the government's effort to curb the menace of illegal mining. The Environmental Protection Agency has cautioned that the exercise will be firm and upcoming and also uncompromising. Meanwhile, the government made 1,345 arrests with 500 seized excavators since January 2025. The Environmental Protection Agency also seized several excavators suspected to be linked to unlawful operations, while locally owned Chinese shops dealing in mining equipment without valid permits are shut down.
No, they are selling items any kinds of moton. Most of them have shamfa machines, washers, parts, carpet, and pipes, which is not in the permit condition. No, if you know you are mining illegally, just stop and come to the office and let's help you get the required permit. We will give you permit if your concession is within the approved laws. Why not? If Mincom says this is where you are supposed to mine, and we EPA we do the assessment and realize that you can mine at where you have your concession, we will definitely permit you. If you don't have permit, please stay off. All the calls that are coming, you see that I'm avoiding a lot of them. I'm not even avoiding, I'm picking some of them and telling them that no, this operation, I cannot do anything about it. Seek for other approvals, and then maybe, probably, if my CEO calls me, I should back down, I will. But for now, not getting any call from my CEO to back down, I'm not backing down. About 3 weeks ago and 4 weeks ago, yeah, CEO Eka said, yeah, banning champagne. I know yeah, issue communique from EPA that we are no more entertaining champagne in Ghana. So as part of the enforcement, we decided to do a swap in Eastern region. And on say starting from Bonsu Junction, Eba, the who champagne machine, ni washers, ni bebre, and a shop owners no. Most of them who say omu ni permit and sana omu ye juma. So getting to us, who say I have yeah baby omu ye omu tatu galamsey no pa. And I own bring river no, so I say omu divert bebre. As part of the operation, they decided say yeah back inside pa then who at least what they are doing, and you can see for yourself the degradation of the land itself plus the excavators that we are seeing. So you decided say basically bear 4. We've had 4 excavators today. Tomorrow we are going to intensify our numbers and ensure that those who are mining without permit illegally will clamp them down, because it is too much. The president has directed say remove issues of illegal mining, but it's like we the citizens are not prepared. So we EPA will do our enforcement and ensure say whatever we are supposed to do, we will do it, and we will enforce it to the letter.
Greater Accra has recorded the highest palm oil adulteration level with a 53% failure rate. According to recent reports by the Food and Drugs Authority, the FDA's nationwide exercise revealed that palm oil samples from the region contain Sudan 5 dye, a toxic substance linked to cancer. This highlights the need for stricter regulations, with Food and Drugs Authority affirmed its collaboration with stakeholders in implementing a palm oil traceability system and curbing adulteration and palm oil preparation.
Across the value chain, production, which is grammar, baby ammonia and gono, a market, so we show in totality, and that's the failure rate, 24.4% failure rate nationwide. And to over production level, we can say results now in your production is about 4% failure rate. Then so you can tell that production they are largely compliant, and also almost bombing, though there are traces there. And now over market level now, and also are rising from 8 to 28% failure rate nationwide. And let's just say we compare, we won't say production is largely compliant, and now over market now, that is where post production, that is where adulteration or echoes war, and the aggregators are council for. And then retailers and transporters nina post production activities no and this time around we are re-strategizing any other governmental and non-governmental agencies and collaborate to ensure that we arrest all this. We are causing some arrests already in some of the market. We are re-strategizing police, second and some of them FDA and also and investigations near legal department and investigation to our establish primary facie case against some of these traders and the case in the Eco Court. So this is a warning to anybody along the value chain. Accra had the highest failure rate nationwide. At top year 2023. We had about 18% failure rate. 2024, no, 53% failure rate. Let's say it's on the rise. But about one market, as a Malamata market like this, I record a clean market. And currently, Malamaka market, you bet me confidently say that with the data that we have, they are very clean. But the other markets have some traces or some levels of various levels of failure rates across Greater Accra.
Say anytime. Omobe for enforcing law no ejai enti FD for omunim solutions no solution na ne say onipa no ya ade enye per the law siese odenwo anaduane bi ekọ marketer eyese ye product wodi yen association ye need to me say ye betimi enforce that law ye betimi ya ne say ye kan ho asem ye di kan ka kire omo say omo yengo no yen ye gidi ye se enyo omo no mo de sudi ne yeden efra nti omo chima no marketer omo pa omo nko ye mails no no omo nko ye ene omo ahwehwe mu adadi se enwo no ayeye wo ye mpatam no enya de di sudi yeden efra nti se infa sudi infra the solution ya ne se ye yengo na ye package wo na ye nsili ne emfa kria code ntale ho ne ba market no a hwan bitimi ado treat bi asem no solution ne wo ho FDA na yesa ohwe na omohwe sa solution no omu dietri.
The Food and Drugs Authority has also cautioned consumers and traders against the purchase of inferior goods. As the festive season approaches, the Food and Drugs Authority has intensified its market surveillance against the sale of expired wholesome products. Consumers are advised to report suspicion to the nearest FDA office. They affirm their commitment to ensure public safety through sensitization, market surveillance and enforcement.
PM workers so jaso bronye ba na ye di full safety in the mid of the year and I can be bom ne kaswa man abedisa celebration na ye ba ne boko ye be di nkomo fa full safety ho ye tro mo ne ama ba ku mienu bi e wo so mo ye na nia na ha ye teacher ye engo powdered pepper ni other stuff eduse bia ebinum tumi di ne ama fra yɛakyerɛkyerɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ntwe ɔmo ho ɛmfi ho bronya so wokɔdwa so sɛ wokɔ akɔtɔ adeɛ a yɛsɛ ɔma w'ani nda hɔ expiry date ne hwɛ sɛ adeɛ a wokɔ akɔtɔ no ɛnkɔfa ɔhaw bi ambrɛ after the Christmas afei wokɔ restaurant sɛ wokɔ akɔdidi a hwɛ sɛ wobɛhu the food hygiene permit ɛno na ɛkyerɛ sɛ FDA foɔ akɔ kitchen hɔ akɔyɛ nhwehwɛmu nti sɛ woahu food hygiene permit deɛ a menkɔdidi wɔ saa bea no
yɛwɔ police forces here ɛne ɔmo yɛ adwuma nti they have been seconded to FDA nti yɛde police no go around the police no they have come up with a huge docket on it nti sɛ si a yɛbɛsa te sɛ prosecution no yɛanya 12 yɛhu sɛ ɔmo di ɔmo a na ɔmo yɛyɛ nti yɛyɛ legal process no nti very soon mobɛti sɛ obi akɔ hyɛ mu kakra because they be a yɛkɔ round yɛyɛ education eba ha na ɔmo nim ɛnyɛ sɛ ɔmo nim sɛ pam ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛmfa ɛsudi nka ɔmo nim nti ahu sɛ yɛde ɔmo ka yɛyɛ results na yɛne ɔmo ka ne nyinaa it isn't working nti ahu sɛ yɛti ɔmo na yɛde obi tum a ɛno na ɛbɛyɛ adwuma no
try ne dia yɛntumi nyɛ saa wohwɛ me bag mu kra me yi bi a me di kɔ fie sisie nti sɛ me de edro hwɛ a ɛno saa ne me de ndi nti ɛno dia yɛntumi nyɛ saa ne sɛ ɔmo yɛ saa pa de ndɛ nyɛ ɔmo jai because
in business, after 6 weeks of subdued activity on the treasury market, investor confidence rebounded strongly this week. Fresh trading data from the Bank of Ghana shows that treasury bills were oversubscribed by 110.84%, signaling a renewed appetite for short-term government securities. Investors tendered 6.3 billion across 91 to 182 and 364-day bills, of which the Treasury accepted 5.78 billion. Breakdown of the auction results indicate that 91-day bill dominated demand, recording 2.57 billion in bids and accepting 2.56. The 182-day bill followed with 1.64 bill tendered and 1.62 bill accepted. The weak issuance target was a key driver. Most importantly, the 10-round reflect renewed bank participation, following 350 policy rate cut to 18%. Yields moderated slightly across most maturities. The 91-day rate edged by 8 basis points to 11.5%. The 182-day bill declined by 25 basis points to 12.43%. Looking ahead, the Treasury aims to mobilize 5.80 billion in its next auction across 3 terms. Delayed payment to road contractors by the government are emerging as a major threat to the banking sector's improving asset quality. Market watchers are therefore cautioning that the arrears are driving contractors into deeper debt and adding pressure to banks' loan books. The caution comes despite data from the Bank of Ghana showing a steady improvement in the non-performing loans ratio, which dropped to 19.5% in November, down from 20.4% in September. The ratio has fallen sharply from its peak of 23.6% in April. When loss-making loans are excluded, the underlying ratio remained unchanged at 6.8% for the third consecutive month, reflecting sustained improvement in banks' asset quality. The market observer says these gains risk being reversed if government continues to delay payment to contractors. Nelson Kujo, head of finance and accounts at Meban Capital, stressed that timely payment is crucial to preventing further loan distress. He further urged banks to adopt more aggressive loan recovery strategies, including the publication of names of willful loan defaulters in daily newspapers, a move he believes would deter borrowers from neglecting their obligations. To sports, Alexander Isak finally opened his Premier League account for Liverpool as the champion produced a composed 2-0 win over West Ham at the London Stadium on Sunday. The Swedish forward, who had threatened throughout the first half, struck after the hour mark. It was a moment Liverpool desperately needed after a run of poor away results and a mounting pressure. Before the breakthrough, Liverpool had dominated possessions but wasted several openings. West Ham responded strongly and enjoyed their best spell. Their hopes collapsed in the 84th minute. Already on a yellow, lost his discipline and talked himself into a red card after repeatedly confronting the referee. With the Hammers down to 10, Liverpool sealed the points in stoppage time. Joe Gomez's precise cross found who chested the ball down and smashed it. The result left Liverpool to 8th, 2 points of the Champions League places, ending 3-game losing streak and easing the tension around slot. West Ham, meanwhile, slipped to 17th and remained dangerously close to the relegation zone. In showbiz, DJ Slykin has finally ascended to the pinnacle of Ghana's Dick's Joggies landscape after walking home with the ultimate plug of the night at the Guinness Ghana DJ Awards powered by Smirnoff. Slykin won the converted DJ of the Year crown at the Palms Version Center held on November 29th. The triumph marks a defining moment in the career of DJ Slykin, who walked into the auditorium with a strong expectation of carrying the topmost honor of 13th Guinness Ghana DJ Awards. The new king says he had been putting in so much work in the year under review and was hopeful of ending the DJ Lord OTB's 2-year reign as DJ of the Year. He emerged a conqueror in a category staffed with many hard-working DJs, including AD DJ, DJ Milzy, DJ Vyroski, and DJ Loft. As part of winning the prestigious DJ of the Year, DJ Slykin was presented with a brand new pioneer of DJ DDJ Reverend 7 Scratch, a prize that was presented by Madame Sabina, Marketing and Innovations Director at Guinness Ghana. It is a newsworthy to mention that DJ Slykin was nominated in 7 other categories on a night which celebrated both excellence and evolution within the disc jockey fraternity in Ghana and beyond. Many industry colleagues and fans were impressed and expressed their excitement about Slykin's victory following his steady rise over the years. The 2025 Guinness Ghana DJ Awards witnessed high-energy performance and tightly curated set. Mercury Quay, often referred to as father of all DJs, also took his stand behind the tables to treat patrons and attendees to a mind-blowing performance. DJ Sonati and resident DJ for the night also delivered a standout performance that sparked cheers across the auditorium. The 2025 edition of the Guinness Ghana DJ Awards, organized by the Mercury Republic, once again underscored its mission to honor DJs who continue to shape the nation's soundscape. And that is how we end it on the morning news broadcast. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dawson. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to us once again. You are welcome to the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. And as you know it, we've come along with knowledgeable guests who would digress and speak and delve into national issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. I'm still your host, Ruth Esinal Fiagbedu. Joining me this morning in the studios is our Monday regular guest, our Monday regular guest, Mr. Abdul Munir. Yeah, sorry, forgive me. Who is the NDC Communications member for Dome Kwabinya. And we also have Mohammed Sharif, NDC Communication, NPP Communications team member. Good morning. Happy new month. How far? What's up? Are you already feeling a Christmas breeze in town or yourself or your house? Do you have some lights or maybe tree?
Yeah, I think the breeze actually started about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah,
Oh, you were already
could
feeling
feel
it.
the Hamatan trying to make way into this festive,
I see.
period. So, the most interesting thing about what is happening is that in as much as you're not getting me. Okay. The most interesting thing about this period we find ourselves in is that we are entering a festive season.
Yes, a festive
A major one.
Yeah, a big one.
A very big one in the country. And yet, you find very stable, economy. You see, we all should admit that during this period, you prices of commodities and life, as a Ghanaian gets tougher, all because of the expectations of a weaker currency, because importers are going to have to get more dollars to make imports, for the Christmas. And yet you find that the currency is performing so well, you wouldn't need to chase a lot of dollars with your CD to make the imports, come for Xmas. So inflation too is going down. Still, we are recording a single digit month by month. So you see, that is what happens if you have a good, leadership in place.
Right. Sharif, festive season is here. The season is here.
We are anticipating.
Oh, anticipating.
Anticipating, but definitely there will be some people that won't be able to enjoy it.
Oh, why? Who are those people?
Oh yeah, like these teachers, for instance.
Oh, what happened?
You see that their unpaid allowances and others. You see, mostly we have to look at the fact that maybe in the dollar issue, like he was saying, we have some part of the people that enjoys there or that feels good there, but there are some other people too that doesn't do anything with that, and for those people too, their life matters, and we have to care for them too. You see that? So everyone, when a festive season or a festive month is coming, everyone is welcoming it.
Yeah, everyone is.
How to do the doings in the month? You see that?
What are some of the doings in the month?
Like chilling and all others. You see that? And even some of these people, like these paid allowances of the teachers, we are saying, some of them don't even matter. This chillings and other thing, just sustaining the basic needs of the family and others. You see that?
Yeah. Christmas na day eba. Those that say they don't have money, we will see them. Those are
you see, on a larger scale, I am particularly saddened by the fact that this is Africa, this is Ghana. This is where all the resources, major world resources, emanates from. And yet we are having to have problems with regards to holidays, with regards to enjoying the Christmas, because somehow in the past, whether far or near, our leadership has been very poor. People are not financially independent. You see, even in the Western world, they still talk about independence, even for financial independence, even for people who are salary, workers. You understand? Because whatever is given them as salary, as bonuses, as other, can keep them well, can take them through the month, can provide their needs, provide their wants. We have wants and we have needs.
And we have needs.
These are two different things.
Yeah, they are two different things.
So why is it that a continent like Africa will have a problem like this? Me, you see, in as much as I like doing, I'm a politician, I always get worried about how the resources in Africa are being put to use. And trust me, until the day we get, and I always say that these two countries, these three countries in Africa, if they get it right.
What countries are those?
Number one, Ghana. If Ghana gets it right, Nigeria gets it right, Ivory Coast gets it right. I'm telling you, the whole of Africa will be okay.
The whole of Africa.
I'm telling you, the whole of Africa.
Right. Okay. So on Saturday, the WASSCE results were actually released.
Okay.
Some people were actually making fun of it. So I was like, wait, the WASSCE night too, because it was released in the evening. And then that kind of feeling when you go to school, you're in the house and then you're chilling. And then all of a sudden you get a notification that the results are actually in.
And you don't know the specifics, but the number one information is that there has been very poor performance in the mathematics. Almost 200,000 people.
Almost 200,000 people. Right. How do you feel about that? Would you say this is the teachers, the ministry, the school, or it's actually the students themselves? Because it's very, 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 very bad.
Do you know, this has three dimensions.
Which are?
Now, the number one is very political.
Which is?
You see, from the look of things, it appeared as if we were not being served with the right information. No, with the right information with regards to WASI performance.
You mean over the previous years?
Let me say over the period of the SY administration. If you have realized, getting to the end of Nana Addo Bawumia's administration, everything went off gear.
Oh, are you sure?
From economy, which Nana Addo himself admitted. In fact, as we speak today, Bawumia himself is admitting that, as a matter of fact, they didn't handle the economy properly. In fact, big whips from the MPP are all talking about how bad they led the economy. Okay, so it's like from the beginning, from the onset, we were being given fake information, fake hopes, and the government of the time was able to sustain that till the end. Now look, economy.
What makes you think it was actually fake? Do you by any chance have the real results or something that we don't know of?
So look at this. You came into government. Well, when the CD was 3 cedis and the exchange rate was 3 cedis, 90 pesos to $1. You came, the inflation figure was 18. And IMF had already predicted from 2016 that any government that takes over from John Mahamad's administration must and will perform. Okay. Then we sustained, when they came to power, they sustained these records for some time. Then all of a sudden they started talking about COVID. All of a sudden they said Russia has gone to fight Ukraine. And then they apportioned all the reasons, the blame for negative outlook in the economy, for bad mismanagement, the mismanagement of the economy, everything to these two external factors. Then recently IMF came to say that all those things were trash. These were not the reasons. In fact, countries that were even at war, they were involved in the war, performed better than Ghana. So you can deduce from this that all the big promises or the hopes that were given was falsehood. Now look, the last chunk of their SS, students, look at the results. Share okay say Nana Addo's final year. He will tell you trash. Anything you say, he will tell you, Master, you can go to hell. Because after all, and so everything now we will be seeing the real things that are happening in the economy. Share Oko Kumasi radio station B. Whilst the program was ongoing, the host told him that someone had texted from, is it one of the places in Ashanti region, Efijasi or something, that he promised them, he was there in their community, promised them road, and he has not delivered. So they will re-examine their thoughts on the upcoming elections. You are a journalist, you are privy to this information. He said he didn't force them to vote for him. He said, look, he's not going to force anyone to give a thumbprint on NDC's candidate, and whatever they do is their own choice. You see, so all these things are reasons why I am very confident that
these are the results. Actually,
you see, do you know one thing? Any good record we have today, they will tell you, oh, this one is fake, this one is not reflecting. They have forgotten that they were singing the same song some time ago. Now you see, when you look at all these happenings, you realize that personally I have a problem a very big problem with our educational structure.
And what's that problem?
Look, what is the essence of education? For me, the essence of education is to solve societal problems. And is to produce results to solving challenges within the human society. But if education tends to be how good someone is able to commit things into memory, then we don't know what we are about. We don't know what we are about. Look, we have a lot of problems in the educational sector, and I don't know when our leadership or our leaders will give attention to that. When you go to read basic law, you will find outdated, archaic law cases. You will find a lot. I don't know. There's one law case that Khalil versus Carbolic Smoke Ball. I don't know why till today it is in our books. Are we not progressing? The curriculum itself is poor, is bad. Look, you go to the developed worlds, someone is going to write a final exams, an important exams. He enters the exams hall with books, with textbooks. He reads the problem, then goes into the book to search for solutions.
So do you think that
do you know what it means?
What does that mean?
What it means is that you are being tested in your ability to reason, produce results, to solving a problem. We are not telling you to chew and pour. We are not telling you to commit the whole book into memory, and then that is it.
But I think our teachers don't tell us to chew and pour.
It is.
They actually tell us to understand what they have taught us, so we'll be able to produce it in our own understanding, but not to chew and pour. If you chew and pour, you finish writing the exams and then you forget it, and then you get to the workplace and then you are not able to produce or implement whatever that you've learned in school, then what was the essence of even going if you were going to chew and pour? Then you could have actually been in your house, do your research, do the chew and pour, and then you go about your life.
So what is osmosis?
If you tell me what is osmosis, osmosis is actually the way I understand is the process whereby maybe the concentration of a specific object or maybe a perfume. They use a perfume to explain that to us that when the concentration is larger here, once you get to the other end of the room, it becomes lesser and then it's spreads in the room. Is that not what they taught us what osmosis was? You don't necessarily have to explain it ditto.
So
you get it. So your own understanding, I don't know if you get me.
Do you know what you have just defined?
What?
It's diffusion.
That is diffusion.
You see, that is why I'm telling you that we have a problem with our educational structure. It is not about even understanding what you are reading. You see, the explanation you are giving, now you know it's diffusion, right? So, assuming you are asked, you will define it better. But this is the case. Obibet ma defining osmosis, obet defining ditto, obenya 100%. What ya then see we use worse no. Then you are marked down. Look, we have a serious challenge. It is not a joke. And now you says our educational structure you can apply that in Europe. So it is an outdated thing. You have to read, understand, and produce results. Look, the only instance I realized that I was good was when I entered university, because I could read a whole volume of an economic book or law. Apart from committing it into memory, I understand what I've read, and when I'm producing it in an exams room, I do it according to my own understanding. Do you know that before I even realized that I was good, I mastered English language? Is it my mother tongue?
I think that is actually how learning should be. I feel like people do not actually know how to learn or something. Just as you explained that you got to know that you are good when you go to the university level. Because right there at the university level, I believe you were paying your fees by yourself or something. Right. So you know the heat on grounds. Whereas these people, they sit, what they have to do is learn, and then the end of the day their parents are actually paying. You know that when you fail, you have to rewrite again. That money is coming from your pocket. So whatever that you do to make sure that it takes that you perform well, you will do it.
I understand it, but even as a matter of fact, I didn't fund it fully by myself. But the issue is that when you get to the university, there's more flexibility. But as I say, secondary school as my you have to write whatever you have chewed. Don't you know that even when you are going to write, some teachers will give a set of people a certain definition that when you guys go, this is how you are going to use your words in defining this and that and that. Then these guys to you to do this, so that there wouldn't be any perception that you guys are writing the same thing. Masa, you have a very big problem in this country with education.
No doubt about that.
When you say mathematics, you have to really understand it in your own way to be able to produce
mathematics.
Yes.
Oh, I thought mathematics actually follows a systematic process that you need actually a formula. If you don't go according to the formula,
No, it's a language. It's a simple language. Yes.
It's a simple language.
Yes.
Wow.
You understand? It's not, but you have to even derive the formula, know how the formula came by. You don't know.
Let me hear from you.
This issue is an issue that you can really look into and suggest or point out from your view what you think is causing that. You see, but yes, you can involve the government, but with the kind of way my brother was taking it, I was surprised. Going to understand that inflation, that government did this and that, and was saying, you see, this is something we need to look at and see how the teachers are performing their role.
Right.
How the students are performing their role. And we will be able to put out what actually is causing this. Because if we are going to be honest, over the past years, although this one is the lowest, but the performance hasn't been encouraging at all.
Yeah.
You see that. So when you are going to look into this matter, you have to look at it and look at the stakeholders involved in that and see how to go about it. But you know, the NDC, for them, I understand that in discussing almost everything, they have to include the fact that the past government did this and that, this and that, even if it has nothing to do with like the inflation and the dollar issue. He was chipping into that. So now, for me, when I look at this, it's hard to blame one.
It's hard to blame
one. Yes.
It's a collective something.
Yes.
Right.
It's hard to blame one body. The students, we can say, most of them are doing their best. Honestly, I know a girl, a genius sister. When I received the result, I could tell that this girl is very good. And like the example my brother was citing, with the kind of way they use their minds to put it out, with their understanding, these markers follow the marking schemes itself, and that's where these students find it difficult. You understand? So with the kind of way they mark it, mostly I even ask myself how those other students who are able to get the A1 straight,
A1s, yes,
because you can look at a student. The student is very good, can think critically, can think very well. I mean, in giving an answer to something, understandably. But why is that different on the paper? It can be from how they mark the exams. You see, you have to look at who is marking it.
Who is marking it?
The person himself. How much does he or she understand what he or she is marking?
I remember when we were on vacation right after Wasi. Sorry not to cut you.
No, don't worry.
They tell us that when you're in the house, we pray for your papers. You might not know what the examiner is also going
exactly.
to. Maybe there was a pressure in the house,
exactly.
and then he come and sit behind your paper
exactly.
and look at how he messed it.
Exactly.
So I understand the fact that he said it's not just blaming one person, but it's actually a collective body that comes together.
Yes.
To
So we can pose the blames onto these bodies, but let's also look at how we can solve them. Because when someone just sit to mark papers and maybe the person is even in a hurry, the person straightly marks from the marking scene, but that's not how it should be. You yourself, the one marking, should understand what he or she is marking, and the student will be good to go. You see that? Now come to look at this, how the government performs in that. We can't say that government doesn't provide them with the materials. The past government, especially with the free education, students were given textbooks they need to go to learn.
Everyone got a textbook or learning materials they had to learn.
Yes, from the government. When I went to school, ACHS, the free ACHS, we were given.
Oh, you are a benefactor.
Yes, please.
Right.
Yes, please. They gave us books for the core subjects, and you see that everything is in there.
Were you supposed to return it, or you are keeping it for yourself?
Oh no, you return
it when you're leaving the
yes,
school.
Please, for others
to also
also benefit.
Were they in good shape?
The books?
Yes.
Oh yes, they ensure we keep it in good shape.
You keep it in good shape.
Yes, because there will be consequences you will face if you don't keep the book. So mostly everyone tries to keep the book in a good shape. You understand? Mostly the stores from where I schooled, you will be told that, hey, you see, one will send our G book no for no. When you bring it back, we don't want to see any torn paper in that,
right.
And you make sure you bring it back that way. So you see, we can't blame the government also that much, because the materials that students need are given now, calculators and almost everything. Teachers are doing what they are supposed to do, but what actually is the problem? You see that? So now there's a need that we've seen the performances so far. Let's sit with WAEC, how they go about things, how they go about setting the questions, the marking, and let's put all stakeholders to sit and really look into the matter, because it is hard to put the blame on one. You see that? And how to solve that too? You can't generate it from one body. It should be a collective thing.
It should be a
collective thing. This is best way we can solve this issue, because you see that this year we've recorded the lowest one, and it's
2,000 plus.
You see that it's not easy, and like my brother was saying, if you tend to blame the government more, we'll ask you a lot of questions. You see that if everyone will come out with their perception using the government in this problem, you will see that it's not sensible. Sorry to say. You see that? Okay, now we can think that, or someone actually said it to me, and I began to reason that, you see, that the government is actually allowing these ways of marking the children's papers, how they use their marking schemes to go about that, to some students. There are some certain students, when you take the paper and you are marking it, or you seal the whole result, you will see that, hey, like the person doesn't help him or herself. You understand?
So you can't even help the person.
Yes. So the government can look at this, and no consideration will be given to even these people, so that with this policy of no stress fee policy, a lot of students can be these consideration can be taken off, so that the capacity will be reduced for the beneficiaries in the no stress fee policy. And when I say this, you can think about that. You will begin to look into that. So you see, you have to look at the issue before you involve government, or you give out a perception. Because when you give out that perception, a lot of questions will come. Yes, I can say that the government wants the number of students who benefit from the no stress fee policy to reduce. That's why
they are not
considering someone. You see that? So you should be mindful in a way you include the government. You understand that this is a whole issue of a whole body. So include everybody. I think that's what I have to.
So for this particular,
so when did they write these exams?
I think they wrote it somewhere in June, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, somewhere June, July.
I guess to September.
August to September. Yes. That was when this was actually written. And then looking at the results that came so far, it says that people failed so poorly in social studies and mathematics.
And I understood that. I could see that from the marking scheme. I keep on repeating, because the girl I actually received her results, I was just like, oh, then it's not easy.
And it's not
honestly
easy.
Easy. Now so when Kasano and very different. And one thing I want to tell out to some students who have received their results. These results doesn't determine your life. You can actually still make it. So don't let this pull down your morale, or maybe what our teachers sometimes used to tell us, that what's in there, failure, life no there. You see, no, not at all. You can feel wasi and you still make it in life.
Yeah,
you can feel wasi, go back and write again, and you even do so well and succeed in life more than the one who passed and went to university straight or any tertiary institution. So please, my colleague students, engineers out there, whatever way you've received your results, I think you should sit down, relax, and know that, look, you can still do good in life.
Yes, you can.
Don't let that pull down your morale at all. Yes, please.
Right. Do you see mathematics as a language, as Abdul?
I don't know how he sees that.
Maths was
honestly,
I don't know. Let me be honest.
Maybe you have to explain more.
And I had to do elective maths because of the course I was in, because of the option I chose.
Good.
I had to do
now
elective
let me even
maths
come again. That girl I was saying that I received her results. She had A1 in elective maths.
Hey, they were like elective maths is much easier than,
and had C6 in core mathematics.
Core mathematics. They
so
how
where we looking at it, the person should have performed very well in core maths than
elective maths.
Having A1 in elective maths and having C6 in core maths, there is a question mark.
There's a question mark. I think there's this notion we have in our mind that maths is difficult. So even when students go and sit in the classroom, as long as that perception is there and is registered in your minds that maths is difficult,
that one counts as well.
So I think it's high time we actually sit with the students and also change their mindsets on mathematics.
Because I don't know why my brother is saying that it's a language, but if I understand him, maths can be simply understood sometimes and can be simply worked on. Core mathematics is a subject you can actually remember or do so well than other if you really. So you see that there are some students, if they concentrate on mathematics, they do very well there. That some people will sit and say, how is the guy able to perform in mathematics like that? You see that the way we do is just about understanding it, and that one, forgetting it will be on you not rehearsing. But if you keep on going through it,
practicing,
you'll be good to go.
At least so.
You see that. So I can understand my brother, but maybe he will have to explain why maybe he's saying that it's a language, because it's hard to understand it that way.
Every subject is a language. So.
Anyway, I don't expect everyone or anyone to understand the point I made.
Definitely.
Yes.
But whoever is well studied knows that mathematics is the language of science.
Yes.
Okay. So mathematics is actually a language. Until you understand the language, it will be difficult for you to solve. Now, we have to understand this. There's no way you are talking about education and you are not involving government. There's no way you are talking about success or failure in the educational sector without involving government. I don't know how to put my words, but I'm on the radio, so I'm being very careful.
Yeah,
okay.
You need to.
Yeah. Anybody who thinks that you can mention or speak to good results or bad results without mentioning government, then maybe, well, you need to review your position.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think anyone would do that too without mentioning the government.
But I mentioned government. You said it's not sensible.
No, there can also be cases. No, he didn't say that.
Would you like to replay?
No. From what I heard, he's saying that we shouldn't blame just one body.
No,
but it's a collective something.
I know what I'm. Would you like to replay what he said? That is
no, this is what I heard.
No, but did you hear? It's not sensible.
No. The way I kept
okay, so when we are done, just play back. Okay, just play back.
The way
because there can equally be cases where the government is doing,
and the way I was saying that
students are also not doing.
Yes, and I was saying that sometimes.
Which one are you contesting now? The fact that you use the word that is including government in this issue is not sensible.
No. I didn't say that.
You didn't make that statement.
I made that, but you understand how I kept it.
No problem.
Understand how I kept it.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
Understand. You see, let me just chip in.
I don't have a problem.
But one at a time.
Because I don't want
one at a time.
Yeah, I don't want him to take it in a way like I've just said anything that I'm not supposed to say. You see that? Mostly, I'm very mindful of whatever I do say. Yes, please. And even before using that word, I said sorry to say. I was like, if you are going to put a blame on the government and you are not careful with the way you say it, sorry to say, people can see that as people can say that's not sensible today. And I gave an example that if I'm going to say that the students have performed low because government wants the capacity of beneficiaries of the
no free
first, you see, I can't say that. You see that, and if I sit and say that, especially you being an NDC man, you say that, hey, it's not sensible to say so.
No, I won't use that word on you.
No, I understand. That's why I was saying that. Sorry to say. Sorry, but I wasn't saying that your statement is not sensible.
It's fine.
You see that? Sorry,
you know one thing,
I wasn't saying that.
Right.
Whether you are talking about psyching the students up or whatever, you can. I don't know where people get their education. You can never do that without government. It is government's responsibility. So what are you guys, the two of you? I don't know what you are talking about.
I don't.
That you don't have to blame government. You don't have to.
No, he's saying that. No,
explain.
What I understand from what the point he made was,
sure
you can't solely blame one particular body, but it's a collective something. The students is there, the government is there, the teachers are there. Maybe it could be your parents, the WAEC or whatsoever.
Who is responsible
so
for
you can't blame just one body, but it's a collective
you
something.
Are supposed to blame one body.
Said.
You are supposed to blame one body for all these things.
Maybe that's what you think. Okay. That's what he
everyone is actually objective to their own opinion. So I understand that if you say you are blaming just one body.
So I was saying that with the way he was blaming, if I'm going to equally like an MPP with the way, and I'm going to have a perception and blame only the government. Look, saying that with the senior people in the stress policy, I was saying you won't see it.
Let him finish.
Senior people in the MPP, they are more senior than, they are more educated, more intelligent than you. Have used this thing before in their political discourse against the NDC. Whenever results come and there are challenges, they used it into. In fact, these are some of the reasons why the MPP came to power in 2016. So when you say that you don't have to blame every government,
that's fine.
Yeah,
that's what you think. So
and now, you see, me, I like to always be commonsensical. Who is to blame for not coordinating all this to produce the desired result? Like psyching up the students, getting the parents involved, ensuring that teachers are well trained in their respective subjects, ensuring that materials are provided, structures are provided. Who is responsible for all this? Is it somebody? Is it a private entity,
I think
or is
they
the
all
government?
have a part they play. They has.
Okay. So, whatever part everybody is to play, who is supposed to coordinate them? Who is being paid to ensure that these things are done to get the desired result? Who? I don't know, maybe. But I believe it's the government.
Yes. But I would love to ask my brother a question. Then, bro, please, how can the government go about that if it's solely on the government? How? Because I am believing that definitely a responsibility has to be played by other bodies for the government to be able to do whatever they are supposed to do. But okay, if you are saying only the government, how?
Right.
Yes, because parents and other bodies has to coordinate.
Have to.
You see,
but anyway, you know what? This is it. Okay, government is paid to ensure that education is on the right footing. Government takes taxes, borrows on our behalf, extract and sells our minerals on our behalf. So no matter what, and you see, whenever we have this attitude that is going to be difficult for a government, then I think we don't know what we are talking about. Central government, especially the type of governance we are practicing, executive government. Executive government moves mountains. When you see that someone is being called the president, the kind of things the person can do in the life of any Ghanaian, your mind cannot imagine. So government is a very strong, institution. They can do everything and anything at any time. It should not be difficult for those who are being given the responsibility to ensure that education produces the right results. You understand? So definitely I was expecting that maybe then people will say that, okay, well, it is something that must be procedural, that must be gradual. As time passes, we'll be able to be noting and taking the lapses in the system and then proffering solutions accordingly. Okay. You see, I told you that we have a big problem within the educational sector. So we have to be up and doing. I think there should be a national policy toward education for which every government must follow. Look at us. When you are done with even your masters, you go to the developed world, you have to undertake some courses for you to be viable for maybe an office work, a white collar job. So it tells us that we are the lowest. We need to be up and doing. That is why I told you that I have 3 dimensions I see this matter. The reason why this very batch performed poorly, and then the reasons why we have to set up and then work on our education. Because of lack of good education, that is how come we vote anyhow in this country.
I think if
we are unable to reason
more time on this matter.
Yeah, we are wrapping up.
We are unable to reason and produce results to solving our problems. So that is why politicians come, they tell us everything and anything, and we accept them.
Right. Who is to be blamed? Who is to be blamed? Who is to be blamed? Question for the gods to answer. Right, let's dive into our major discussion for this month. So this is coming from IMF, and they say chronic unfunding political influence cripple Ghana's anti-corruption fight. Ghana's anti-corruption institutions are on the brink of collapse due to chronic underfunding and political interference, according to the 2025 IMF Governance Diagnostic Report, which warns that the country's ability to fight corruption is being severely weakened. And then they mentioned that the diagnostic conducted in September reveals that the key accountability institutions, including the Office of the Special Prosecutor Economic and Organized Crime Office, and the Commission on Human Rights and Administration Justice routinely receive less than half of the funds approved for them by the Parliament. So this is coming from IMF, and this is what they are saying. Do you agree with the assessments they are making, that this is what we are actually facing as a country when it comes to fighting corruption, that due to underfunding and political interference, this is why this institution or security agencies are not able to bring us the expected results or to help the country fight against corruption? Sheriff,
so
do you agree with the assessment?
I can and cannot, or not fully, because you see, with this issue, how should these accountability institutions, how should they be funded? I think, for me, that's not only where we can curb these corruption issues. This is not only where we can curb these corruption issues. There is actually a way we can go about that. And also, they look at these political sectors. Well, they are saying so because these institutions hold people accountable for corruption. But now, we also have to look at how the corruption grows.
How it
grows.
Grows. Okay, right.
Yeah, how it grows or where it is coming from. You see that? Before we look at holding them accountable or institutions to hold them accountable, then it is better we look at where it is growing from. Then we look at, yes please, then we look at ways to curb them. Now, one major thing that has always made Africa or Ghana's fight against corruption perish is that we've always focused on the political side.
On the political side.
You see that? But I can boldly tell you that everywhere there is corruption.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere there's, but we tend to fight the political side. You see that? But people has developed these corruption mindsets from within, from places that we are not going to even think that they grow it from there, before coming to practice it at the political sector. You see that? So now we have to look at where it grows, other sectors that these corruption issues go on, and look at the political sector. But if we keep our minds on the political sector, it will be hard.
But don't you think that our minds are actually on the political side of it because it's rampant there?
Yes, it's rampant. It's rampant because the strategies or the knowledges of these corruption, like I'll always say, it is grown from somewhere, then they take it to this political side. You see that?
I think it rather grows at with the politicians.
Now, look, politicians has a way they go about this thing, corruption. You see in our schools, there are ways some students do some activities, and they one way or the other use corruption to go about that. These children are growing with those mindset, and these children are growing and know that if I take this thing into the political sector, I'll blow. You see that? So if it is condemned early from wherever we see it, I think it can more help us than always concentrating on the political side. Yes, I know the political side is where these resources and other things are there for them to be doing those lobbying and other things. But look, trust me, and I'll give you an example. In Tamale, with this corruption, One school in Tamale, I won't mention the school's name. The Beza allegedly was taking some of the students' foodstuffs to the house to sell, and she even have a store where when she takes them, she keeps them in the store, in the house, and do whatever she wants to do with that. You see that? Do you know that some teachers grow to become politicians?
Yes.
That can be debated. Some teachers grow to become politicians. A Beza in a senior high school, taking students' foodstuffs to the house, sell, do whatever. Now look at that. This person is being corrupt. Now look at when the person is up to the political side.
The person will be corrupt as well.
You see that? How will that grow? This is just some small portion. Students' foodstuff, so, and the person is taking part of that. Meanwhile, students are crying. No food. And the person is bold enough. The person is so heartless enough to be taking some part of this food to the house. Now, when this person goes to the political side, how is it going to be?
How is it going to be?
Can it be kept there? Can the person's actions be controlled at the political side?
So you think it should actually start from?
Yes, please. That's what I think.
Side.
Yes, because we've always focused on the political side. We've always tried to control it at the political side, but we are never successful.
We are never successful, right?
We are never successful.
Right. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Mr. Abdul, what do you make of this assessment from IMF?
You know, first of all, in all sincerity, I don't think that we should wait for IMF to make this statement to get us thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know some of these Bretton Woods institutions, I don't like giving much attention to them, because in their respective homes they have a lot of issues and they need to tackle themselves. But in this particular case, I don't think we have to wait for them for these revelations to understand the problem we are facing. I've always said this. It's been my position for a very long time. You see, all these matters we are discussing, borders on resources. In fact, before I even come there, do you share in the view that we should be tackling this from the side of the politicians, or we should be solving this from our homes?
Yes.
In the first place, who are those who manage the national resource? It's the political class. Who are those who shape the destiny of this country? The politicians. They make the laws, they regulate the conduct of the people within the country. Because when we talk about politicians, we are talking about people in power and people outside power who are always engaged in the discourse of how our resources should be used. So you cannot go and start from the house. You have to start with people who are managing the resources. They shape the destiny of this country. Look, human beings are naturally criminals. That is why there's the need to create laws. Human beings are naturally people who would like to pursue free will. They would like to pursue things, outside law. That is why it is imperative for every society to be governed by a set of rules and regulations. Because if we are allowed to do whatever we want, trust me, there will be chaos. There won't be any country, no country will exist on the surface of this earth. So we need to create laws. Now, who are those who create these laws? The politicians. So you cannot start tackling corruption from beneath. You have to start from people up there. Secondly, this problem of underfunding for anti-corruption institutions is deeply aligned with lack of resources. How does the lack of resource affect some of these institutions? Look, every anti-corruption institution must get trained personnel. They would require movable or mobile assets. They will require offices. All these things, it is money you use to do them. If this doesn't get fully funded by states and is being funded by any other agency or any institution or anybody, understand that it is that body that is going to control how these institutions work. We need to be serious as a country. I always say that, look, until the black man will be financially independent, we need to fight fear. Let's fight fear. Number 2, let's watch out for corruption. Why do I say fear? Look at the natural resource we are endowed with as a country, as a state, as a continent. How much do we make of them? Or how much do we make from them? Our gold resource, we are getting less than 20%. Our oil, less than 10%. We in the elsewhere administration, we found uranium. You know that I don't know, every resource that you see in Ghana, natural resource, that natural resource alone can fund every project we need in this. Do you know that even salt, there is a report that says that only the salt industry, if we are to pursue our goals there, we will not have any financial issue. We will not have to go and borrow. Left alone our gold resource, left alone our cocoa, cashew, in fact our agriculture sector, left alone our oil resource. So what is happening? This IMF that is coming to tell us this is the problem we are facing. They themselves, they know why we can't get adequate funding for some of these institutions, because their multinational companies are in Ghana exploiting us, buying our resource cheaply, making them rich. So how can we fund these agencies to fight corruption?
Right.
When it is you who is fueling this mismanagement. We need to be very serious.
Right. So in their report, they also mentioned that one of the major concern is duplication of mandate. So among the OSP, Yoko and Shraj, which all investigate corruption-related offences but lack a unified coordination system. So according to the IMF, this overlap slows investigations, creates institutional confusion, and opens loopholes that political actors can actually exploit. Do you see a sort of duplication with the three bodies that I've mentioned, which is the OSP, the Yoko, and Shraj as well?
You see,
they are doing the same thing.
You see, they all have a way they tackle it. You understand?
As in corruption cases.
Yes, they all have ways they tackle it. You see that, but it's good we look at the fact that how do we disperse these resources, these funds for them, with what, if we are going to take into consideration what my brother was saying, like the country is lacking. You understand? Yes, it's also good we give that mandate to one body to be very keen on that. Yes, because if we keep on saying that we are going to fund these institutions individually, we'll be wasting money and we won't see results. Even from the individuals involved in those institutions can do that corruption. You see that? So yes, we can get one body. Looking at the fact that the resources, we don't have much. So if we split it into these institutions, it will be hard. At the end of the day, we may not even achieve what we want and we've lost resources. So, like I always say, you can't blame one body, but putting it into one body too, there can be demerits there. You see that? So if the country really want to fight corruption, we can fight it. Yes, and not consider even a little percentage of it. Look, there are some actions that go on in organizations, government organizations, and for there they will say that, oh, we the NFA. I'm telling you, even if it's 1 city, tomorrow if you get the chance to do 5 city, you will do, and you will still consider it as little. So this is a very serious issue that, like my brother was saying, we shouldn't have waited for an external body to tell us that it's affecting our country. So we equally have to sit and look at ways to curb these things. The government involved, we have to sit and look at ways we can fight this in all aspects of the nation. Maybe with this one body we are talking about. You see that? So it's very important. And I will repeat again. If Africa or Ghana keep putting their minds fighting corruption alone in these political sectors, it will be hard for us to end this fight.
It will be hard.
Honestly. We don't have to only concentrate on the political side. Yes, we know it is hugely and strategically practiced in the political side, but I'm telling you, it has where it grows from. It has where the mindset grows from. If we kill where it grows from, because look, children grow, a lot of youth grow, and they were having the mindset that, look, corruption no yebeye, your politics honoma, corruption no yebeye pa. And see, we have to stop it down there. We have to stop those mindsets down there. You understand? So that it doesn't grow to work in the political sector. Yes, we will keep an eye in the political sector as well, but it's very important we look at where it grows from. I'm telling you, the mindset. And all sectors, like I was saying, all aspects of the nation, corruption is there. So we should go dive deep into everywhere to make sure we fight it. But if we concentrate on one body, look, we'll be saying that we are fighting corruption and we never will see that it is out. We will always work with it. Corruption is everywhere. Let's fight it everywhere. Our schools, hospitals, every single place, a government organization, wherever. corruption goes on there. How do we fight this? Let's look at ways we can fight this everywhere. But if we concentrate on one side, I'm telling you, it won't help us.
Right. Mr. Abdul, do you see these three bodies doing the same job or overlapping?
But corruption has diverse forms. Okay, so you cannot have one institution doing it alone. Okay, first of all, whatever IMF is saying is, it doesn't work out well to me. Okay, because even in America, it is not only one institution that is fighting corruption. Even in America, where they can get the best human resource to do it.
But right here in this country, we are equally looking at our resources as well.
The resources.
That is why I'm saying, IMF should stop telling us some of these things. Where they are coming from, they don't have one institution fighting it.
So what is?
In fact, where are they? Where is America getting the resource to make sure that their institutions are in good form?
So where do you also expect Ghana to also get?
So we should just change. That's why I say we should eliminate fear from our hearts. Go for our resource. Okay, we can't be mining gold in this country and getting less than 20%. Are we serious? We should take out the fear from our hearts and get more. We should take fear from our heart and renegotiate every natural resource that bad leaders from the past have accented to. We need to get more from our... Look, they are telling you that the reason why you can't fight corruption is that you cannot fund your organizations that are mandated by law to fight corruption.
That is why they are saying that from their reports. It seems that there's a duplication.
CIA,
so why not put these bodies together?
There's no duplication. I'm telling you, there's no duplication.
So look, what do you think?
Yoko fights organized crime. Special prosecutor must be prepared. Do you know that Yoko cannot go on its own, take issues to court like that?
So why don't they give the mandate of OSP to Yoko?
So
to save us some money.
So do you know what happens?
Because
across the world, wherever there is crime and institutions get involved, they go to court. There are certain information with regards to a particular crime that must be tackled by one institution. I'm telling you this, I know what I'm talking about. There is another part of that crime that must be settled by another institution. It happens. You have in America, you have CIA, you have Homeland Security. So whenever something happens, they are able to sit and say, okay, this aspect of this case is within your remit. This aspect is ours. Then they tackle it from there. The IMF should not be telling us that we are duplicating responsibilities. The underlying problem is our state agencies or institutions mandated by law to fight corruption are all under-resourced. And it is money you use to do some of these things. Look, you go and borrow money to come and invest in your anti-corruption bodies. And you think the one who borrowed you money doesn't have a say in whatever thing that those organizations do? We should be serious as a nation. We should make sure we get more from our resources and then fight corruption without any political lens. Look, the only instance I'll blame the citizens is that we are not using our heads.
Oh, I think that's too harsh.
Very, very harsh, and it's appropriate. Look, you arrest an anti-corruption institution begins to look into the conduct of a politician. Then you see a whole community defending him. Political parties will come onto this show. Look, whenever there's corruption involving an NDC person, when I come, I talk politics, then I will take out politics from the matter and deal with it as it is. Because mimi dimu na abandi akwaji loan e de aba mi di mu e na ban e de ton gold e de ton ye natural resource nyina so what I say no na ni nyina no akwhye ba akofo botom na me te here defending because I am a party member. Is the citizen not responsible for these things?
Mostly,
please.
You understand? It is that is the only instance I blame the citizens. But imagine that these politicians, they work assiduously to ensure that anti-corruption institutions and agencies are well funded. They become so much independent, and they are fighting corruption. Do you think that ordinary people, even politicians, not ordinary person, say, "Oh shit, cocoa board now, oh shit, a hospital be share." Politicians, those with power,
right.
Look, you see this institution, EFCC in Nigeria. Whenever anybody hears that they are in this area, so we watch out. You have to watch out. That institution has become so independent that politicians fear that institution. Now, politicians cry if they fear this institution. How much more an ordinary person on the street?
Right, Mr. Abdul. Thank you.
So IMF, they should stop.
Yeah. Let me give you 1 minute to purchase, and then we'll move on to the next.
It's just with what he was saying that some citizens sometimes, when the politicians engages themselves in these scandals, and some citizens tend to support it, or because of politics support it. But I'm telling you, no one will ever support it. I'm telling you. You see, we the MPP, I've always said this. The scandals that happened, we never supported it. Yes, we never supported it. But sometimes it's just about how they go about tackling those issues. Because some of them are alleged. So you have a way you tackle issues of such. You see that? But if you tend to tackle it like it is proven, definitely some questions will come.
Some questions will come.
You understand?
Yes, please.
I think this is why sometimes some citizens, it's not because or like they are supporting corruption. No, not at all. Not at all.
Right. Moving on to our next topic, and this is coming from Afenyo Markin, your own person, minority leader. So NDC government enabling Galamsey through Gold Board. So Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin has accused the NDC government of indirectly supporting illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, by empowering the Ghana Gold Board to purchase gold from small-scale miners. In his view, this move effectively financed Galamsey instead of curbing it. Mr. Abdul, this is coming from my minority leader. They said it looks like you're not curbing Galamsey, but you're rather using it to finance Gold Board.
You see my worry.
Right.
Government has given Gold Board the opportunity, the permission to buy gold from small-scale miners.
And they always buy it from them.
Wait, I want you to understand this statement.
A lot of questions.
Government gives permission to Gold Board to purchase gold from small-scale miners.
Yes. And I'm asking if it's always the case that they buy.
Yes.
But during the last time the president met with some of the journalists at the Jubilee House, I think a journalist asked the question, and then he says that he's going to be very honest. They sometimes purchase the gold from illegal miners.
No, he never made this statement.
Yes.
The president never made this statement. Right. I'll be very happy if you produce a video for me, an excerpt of that encounter. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you to listen to something. No. Government gives permission to Gold Board to purchase gold from small-scale miners. Afenyo-Markin says that government is it the language, the English language, that is difficult for him to comprehend, or he just doesn't understand what he's reading or what he's saying? Who are small-scale miners? Are they illegal miners? What is the problem in this country? A whole member of parliament, a whole deputy, and a whole minority leader,
right?
Government says, Gold Board, you can make purchase from small-scale miners. Tibrofuni yo. Small scale miners. Now, you are putting small scale miners in the bracket of illegal mining. Afenyo, I love. Do you know that? Do you know that? Afenyo Makin, he has a very big respect in my heart. I respect him a lot. Any NDC person knows that I like the guy. In fact, I have commended him on this show before. And to the surprise of the MPP guy who was here and my own man, Pa, when I said I just admire Afenyo Makin. But this one is below the belt.
It's below the belt.
How can you say that because government says that a gold board can make purchase from small scale miners, government is supporting? And mind you, these small scale miners have existed long before MPP came to power, long before NDC came to power. These, these people have worked according to law. Small scale mining means they have the certificate, they have the license to mine legally. Unless, of course, Afenyo Makin is saying that this time around, those who are given license to do mining within a small scale, setup, are now also doing galamsey. You see, this country, we have a lot of problems. I pray that Afenyo Makin doesn't compound our problem.
But do we by any chance have a way we can actually verify that these people actually buy from the small scale miners?
You see, the issue is simple. Small scale miners have licenses. They have licenses they are operating with. So if you are buying from them, you are buying from a small scale miner and a legally mined gold.
So what if the small scale miner also
goes to buy from illegal miners?
Illegal. How do you verify that this?
That is why to say. Okay, what about? Let's take the big Nimon Ghana. So Nimon Ghana. I'm sorry, I've mentioned their name, but the big mining institutions, listeners and viewers, as such, please, I retract the name Newmont. It's not appropriate for me to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make a very weird analogy.
Then don't make it then.
No, that is why.
We don't need to make it then.
No, that's why I'm
because you've already mentioned.
No, but I have to make this point.
So it's already registered there.
Yes,
so don't make it at all.
Okay.
So to save yourself, don't make it at all.
Let me see. The multinational big mining companies.
If you even say that, we could also go back to the books and then search that.
No.
To save yourself, don't make
that in communication, putting them under the big umbrella
could be anybody at all.
Could be anybody, so there's no problem with that.
So you already mentioned the name, so don't worry yourself.
That's why I said I retract. In fact, I'm sorry for making this statement.
Don't make the analogy.
But you see,
because it will cost you.
No, the analogy makes sense when you ask that. What if the small scale miners buy from illegal miners? Anybody in the industry, from the bigger multinationals to the lowest, can or might have bought from illegal miners before.
Okay.
You understand? The problem I'm having is that anybody who says that government says make purchase, gold board make purchase from small scale miners, means that government is what kind of mindset is this?
Right.
You see the NDC. They are a big problem to our country, I can see.
Really?
Yes. I can say that the NDC does not have the country at heart.
What makes it?
Yes. We know what Galamsey is causing us.
Yes, we do.
Our lives. And a leader is saying something from a very good perspective, and you tend to disagree with that. You tend to say whatever you want against that. I don't know whether they equally don't understand English as well, because he didn't just say so. We know what corruption. We know what illegal mining is causing us.
Galamsey.
The Galamsey is causing us. So we don't have to stop fighting it and looking at benefiting from it. I don't know if you are getting me. Corruption is I keep on saying corruption.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Galamsey is causing us a lot. It is very sensible to look and base on the fact that it is causing our country a lot of harm. So to think of benefiting from mining, we have to look at ending the menace first. That's the most important thing.
So you think it shouldn't have even been established at all, the good board?
No, I'm not saying so.
Right.
You see, we the NPP, we always comment every good initiative. You understand? But we have some other things that we see that no, something is wrong with this. Looking at the issue on board, Galamsey is causing the Republic of Ghana a lot. That we should have looked at ways. We should have looked at ways to fight that than benefiting from it. We have to end what it is causing us before we can think of benefiting from it. This is very, very sensible. So I'm sure maybe it's the English equally they don't understand, because now we lost eight solid statements in the fight of Galamsey and DC. So if you are going to say that the leader doesn't understand English, that is why he is saying so. I don't know the kind of English you understand as well. Oh yes. Oh, then it means that then DC they don't have Ghana at heart. 8 solid men died in the fight of something, and we don't look at ways to fight this, and we are thinking of benefiting from it. Good board is a very good initiative. We are not going to against it, but let's look at what is the issue is causing us. Let's try to fight that first before thinking of benefiting. Look, 8 solid statements that we regretted. I don't know if the families of these men have finished mourning.
They can never finish mourning.
They can't.
How can you finish
mourning? You see that? So I don't know whether it's because, like my brother here, that didn't happen to a family member of his. But I'm telling you, if the NDC has the country at heart, they would have seen that what leader Afenyo Mahakin was saying, there is sense and wisdom there.
So do you think there's a sort of iota of truth in what he's saying, that the NDC is purchasing gold, is using the gold board to promote Galamsey?
Yes. Now we can.
Did you say yes or?
Listen, we can one way or the other say so. You see, the NPP, we think about the country, madam. We think about the country. Even the 9 months, what the government created.
Yes.
Some individuals are hurt and shot there because of this. You understand? We are not saying that gold board.
But don't you think that is a way of the government also trying its way to?
It is trying.
Yeah.
It is trying. But look, we have to look solidly on ways to fight this first. That's what the leader is trying to mean. So we can one way or the other say that you are financing that. You are getting the gold from miners we cannot trade. We cannot trace. Now, how are you telling us to cope with this? To cope with that? You see that this is an issue that we have to look at. He's not just saying anything. He's not just saying anything. Provide us with lists of registered small scale miners, and that one is a problem again.
Right. Have you also heard of the track and trace they are bringing in 2026, where they get to trace where the gold is actually coming.
So they are now to do that.
Yes,
and the thing is in action already. You see the problem with the NDC? No, but from our perspective, madam, please, we are talking about the lives of the individuals in the country. The lives, so. I'm sure, look, there are some people in Accra here who maybe are thinking that they are not near to these, some of the waters that are being spoiled. And they are thinking the menace is far from them.
It's far from
but if we begin to think about our lives, is what matters the most. You understand? We never said gold board is bad. We never against it. But we have to look at our lives.
Right.
Fight it before you think of benefiting from it. That's just it.
Right. Mr. Abdul, your last words briefly.
I am confused in this studio.
I'm
confused.
Why are you confused?
So I don't know. The assembly Ukraine.
Why?
Government says gold board make purchase from small scale miners. It means government is promoting galamsey. And you come and sit here wasting precious time and saying that.
No.
I mean, what kind of assembly?
You see that?
I think you should take it easy.
I don't know.
No, that's why I say I'm confused.
I don't know.
You are not telling us that this number of small scale miners are dealing with illegal miners, galamsey, galamseyers. Just this statement means that government is promoting illegal mining.
I think it's the English.
Do you know the number of people? Do you know the number of licenses MPP released in the history of this country? No government has released more licenses to people to mine in the small scale sector than the Nado administration. They were even proud of doing that. Sometimes I don't know. Am I the only one thinking that there's a problem in this country? How can you say that because government says gold board can make purchases from small scale miners means government is promoting galamsey? What kind of mind will accept or make this look like it's actually making sense?
Look.
Oh, I think anybody can think.
No, you see, that is the problem you guys have in this country. You think that everybody has opinions, everybody can talk. Sometimes we have to be common sense.
They don't want to understand the sense someone is making.
I think you are being mean. If
you see
that what?
I think that we should be common. What are you?
I said people in this country must be commonsensical.
I don't understand.
You know why?
You said something that citizens do not use a word.
You are not thinking. It is true.
People should walk up in the studio and then they want to fight against you.
That's I'm saying that citizens are not thinking.
Because automatically you are insulting everybody.
You see,
I think it's
the NDC has a problem. The NDC has a problem.
No. You see,
I'm telling you,
it's simple.
Look, they do things without looking at individuals. Giving respect to the individual.
How can you say that government says gold board make purchase from
I thought they were just doing it on normal issues.
Government is promoting galamsey.
I thought they were just doing that on some issues. But we look at even lives and they don't care about lives.
That's fine. See, everyone can make his or her own opinion. But for the fact that you can't
go and make this in America.
That's why we are in Ghana.
What are you talking about? America.
Listen to me.
Oh my gosh.
You can say whatever you want to say, but I believe that it will be very nice if you choose your words well.
I am doing that.
I don't know.
And
you sometimes
be nice.
tend to blame
if that is your nice, then it's not nice. Let me tell you that. If that is your nice, then that is not nice. Let's be nice with our words, please.
You can
pass your message. You can communicate without insulting anybody.
I'm not insulting anybody.
Be nice
saying that we should be commonsensical.
I don't know how he's going about his things.
I believe if someone should tell you that, you wouldn't be
senior,
right?
But listen to the statement too. Government says gold board.
Let's be nice with
gold board. Make purchases
there's
from
no problem with that.
Small scale miners.
This defines the NDC already.
It means that somebody.
So for me,
all right,
I don't have a problem with that. This thing, this character defines the NDC already. So if it's making those things, I'm cool. It's not good.
Let's look at our last topic and then let's wrap up. So Wesley Girls case is about constitutional rights, not religion. So this is actually coming from a legal team who is challenging the Wesley Girls Senior High School over alleged restriction on Islamic practices. What do you make of the Buhara with the Wesley girls and then the Muslim?
You see this issue, honestly, is a very serious issue that we should have given time to. Because Ghana, we don't joke with our religion. We don't joke with it. And we've always looked at the fact that Ghanaians always sustain this religious tolerance. You see that if we don't want to end that, if we want to be forever commended with this religious tolerance, then we have to tolerate. Now, you see this Wesley girls issue is an issue that, even if we don't look at the law, is an issue that we would have looked at from a perspective that we want to sustain this religious tolerance, not even looking at the law. You see that now the law gives each and everyone a chance to practice their religion wherever they find themselves. These missionary schools are under the law, you understand. And if we look at the fact that we have to follow the law, and also from our own selves, we have to sustain this religious tolerance. No one is breaking anyone's rules. From my perspective, Wesley Girls is a missionary school that has rules. Yes, we understand.
Yeah.
But being attached to the government, everyone can school there. Look, I have ever been to a missionary school. We don't say that the rules of the schools that students who are admitted into the school get into their practices, missionary practices. You understand? No problem. Those Muslim girls can be doing it, but just two things: allow them pray and fast. Look, I think this doesn't change the fact that the school is a missionary school. The prayers doesn't disturb anything. The fasting, most students have been fasting before they got into the school. And maybe some people do say that they don't allow students to fast. But this is about one's religion. This is about one serving their Lord. And we have, especially, everyone doesn't joke with their Lord. You see that.
We get it.
You see that.
But don't you also think that when students want to enroll in a particular school, or when parents want to enroll their wards in a particular school, they should also do a check?
Yes, they should.
The religion, their values, and if it actually aligns with what they practice. Yes.
Good one. They should do. I can tell you for a fact that most highly performing secondary schools, most of them are these missionary schools. And look, I'm a Ghanaian. I have that chance to attend any government school I want. And also I look at the fact that where I will achieve my academic excellence in a particular school. So should I consider the fact that it's a missionary school, so I won't go there? No one is saying that whatever happens at the missionary school, we can't abide by that. But just allow me do some things, and it doesn't worry the missionary practices. You see, look, we have, even aside the law, now we are trying to leave the law and do what we want. But now, even if we are leaving the law, because the law allows students to attend every school they want, even if, but as a country who has always taken comments that we sustain religious tolerance, why don't we want that again?
Right. Let me hear from Mr. Abdul then.
This issue, we have to give it time. It's very serious, honestly.
Before it turns out to be something
honestly
different, right?
Honestly.
Let me hear from you, Mr. Abdul.
Asemo. Man we mo your niema bebre se ka ya dwenko ho efa edusua ho. This should be the least problem we should be discussing about our education. Me pacho Wesley Girls no aban institution, aban school.
Yeah, it's a government school.
Radi nyankopon. Baby aban taxes echo.
Oh.
Ye nyina taxes. And they are telling us what students can do and what students cannot do in terms of their religion. If they care to know, once government is funding them, they are no longer fully religious. So they have become a secular institution. Our taxes cannot be funding them, and they are doing their religious pursuits. I mean, what kind of behavior is that? What kind of behavior is that? That because it's a Catholic institution and Muslims are there, they must jettison their religious beliefs or salat and then fasting. I mean, look, they have to be very, very careful. Everything will go against them. Even the law, citizens, to practice their religion without hindrance, as long as it's not going to cause any national mayhem. Wesley girls should be very, very careful. And that we are going to embark on a demonstration they have never seen before.
Right. So don't you also think that Muslims should also go to Muslim schools, Christians should also go to Christian schools? Because if a Christian goes to a Muslim school, they'll be forced to wear the
No, it's not true. It's not true.
Are you sure?
Me, I went to Ahmadiyya.
Go to the Muslim schools. They are not forced to
I went to Ahmadiyya.
But look, the missionary schools we went, we were forced to go to church. We were forced to sing. We were forced to call Jesus God, even though our religion doesn't allow us to do so.
Do you know one thing? I went
but
to
because of the peace, we do that.
I went to Ahmadiyya Secondary School. Oh, Christians go to church on Sundays. They are allowed, they are permitted to leave the premises of the school, go and church and come back. And do you know one thing? If we don't tread cautiously with this matter, and the Islamic world decides that they are going to pump money into secondary school education in this country, I'm telling you, all the Roman schools and whatever missionary schools, they will go down. So they should be very, very careful.
Right. What will be your last words for this particular issue?
My last words for this particular
issue. And
look, I will always need more time to discuss this. As a country, Ghanaians especially, we don't joke with our religion. We don't joke with our religion.
Excuse me. Only the peanuts are better education, and you want to control the education in Ghana here. Peanuts. How much has the Roman,
we don't joke with our religion.
Into education.
Ghana, Christians don't joke with their religion. Muslims don't joke with their religion. Why is it that when Muslims are in Christian schools, they force them to go to church, they force them to do praises and all other church activities? Muslim schools doesn't do that. Muslims institutions, we don't force Christians to pray. We don't force Christians to wear hijab. We don't force Christians to recite the Quran. We are forced to read Bible in the Christian institutions. We are forced. I will repeat it again, and this is something as a Muslim we don't dare do it. But in the Christian schools, we do it. We call Jesus God, but our religion doesn't allow that.
In fact, you become
Wesley Girls is funded by the government. We have the chance to attend school there, and when we go for the sake of peace, we join them in their church services. So why can't they allow us to just pray and fast? Our prayers doesn't make noise, it doesn't do anything. It takes no more than 10 minutes
within 5
to
minutes
pray.
The
fasting doesn't disturb anyone. And like I said, if you are saying that they are students, they don't fast. No,
even
people were fasting
because
people were fasting before they went into the schools.
Yeah.
As a Muslim, I've never heard that someone fasting has killed someone.
No, it doesn't do that.
You understand? No one jokes with their religion, and we beg you. The law itself is against that.
Right.
So what are they basing on?
Right, Ms. Abdul, your
No.
last words.
I think if you have more to say, I'm giving this minute to speak on this matter.
This one they are giving him more.
Yes,
the other one they don't.
It's
across board, we don't do that. Even in America, where religion is very much entrenched, even in UK, you can't tell a school that you are not going to allow Muslims to fast. I'm missing me fast a problem.
There's no
what's it
problem
mean that? Time I made me so me pay 3 minutes video salat. Why? What is it?
Look. This you see the peace we are having in this country. I'm serious. It's from the religion. That is what is giving us peace in this country.
Yeah.
So if we want to cause that, if we want to end this peace, I'm telling you, what they are doing will cause that. It's not right at all.
It's not right at all.
It's not right. The law doesn't support it. What they are doing, when you look at it, no.
Right.
We perform your activities.
Let me
Muslims.
use this opportunity to extend some regards to our member of parliament for Dominic Abenya, Honorable Elekulem Akurgo. She's doing so well so far. She's one of the best performing.
Is your MP that went to speak the broken English in Parliament?
Oh yes, but it's allowed, you know. It's allowed.
It's allowed.
But of course.
It's school here.
Oh no, it's allowed. It's allowed. Oh, madam, don't do that to my MP.
Oh, now you want me to be nice?
Yes.
Please.
You see this
and again,
you see issue.
And again, our chairman for Dominic Abenya constituency, Isaac Ni Lante, he's doing so well. I always want to commend Haj Kara. He's the youth organizer for Dominic Abenya NDC. He's doing so well. This man is fantastic. When you go to the assembly, everyone wants to work or go to him for help. So I pray that leadership will give him a higher position so that he'll be able to help more. And then the communication director for Dominic Abenya, Clifford area, he's doing so well. He's ensured that we are speaking according to the interest of the party.
I send my greetings to everyone in here and apologize for the misunderstandings.
Oh, it happens. It's normal.
Yeah. And also I give out my greetings to my boss, Mr. Greetings to my boss.
Hello.
Honorable Achilobaki, who has always given me this opportunity, and also GhanaTalks Radio. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. And to my MP, Honorable Habib Idrisu, the working MP in the Northern region. Honorable Honorable Habib Idrisu. This man, I think these are the kind of leaders that the Parliament of Ghana should produce. You see, Ghanaians, our problem is that
our time is up.
Oh, I greet you, sir.
Right.
I greet you, sir.
Yeah.
The people of Tolong appreciate you, Honorable. We appreciate you so much. The good works you are doing for us. May Allah bless you. To Paya Pam. I can't count them.
Yeah.
Radio station, new radio. Look, Tolong is turning.
Right.
Tolong is developing, and I urge the people of Tolong to keep on giving out their terms to Honorable Habib Idrisu, and forever Tolong will remain developed.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and sharing with us your perspective and opinions that matter to our people every morning. And thank you to our lovely listeners for doing the listening. Thank you for joining us on today's morning show. We'll come your way tomorrow, same time. Do have a lovely day.